Hi, you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to be an entrepreneur in Ireland and you want to register a limited liability business? Take note. In order to do this, you need to register with the CRO, the Company Registration Office, as well as the Revenue. Now, the Company Registration Office is linked to the Company Act 2014. I highly suggest anyone to read that. But if you don't have that time, let me give you a quick summary. Number 1. During the registration, you're being asked for your residential address. This means this is your personal home address. This is not optional, this is mandatory. 2, if you don't agree with this, you would have to go through the exemption process. And that means you need a support letter from the Chief Superintendent, which you then submit with the T1 form to the CRO, and they decide if yes, you get it approved or you don't. If you don't, you have to register with your private home address. What more? To quickly clarify, the Chief Superintendent, I mean hereby the Chief Superintendent from An Garda Síochána, their letter is mandatory in order to submit the T1 form. Without that, the T1 form will be sent back to you and will not be processed. As part of the registration, you will also be asked for your date of birth. Now, be mindful, this information is available to the public, your private residential address as well as your date of birth. Some of the information, people have to pay a minimal fee. For others, they don't have to pay anything. The information is freely available. The residential address, for example, is freely available. Date of birth can be obtained through one of the forms. I believe it's the B10 form. Let me double check that again. But it's one of the forms. You pay a small fee and you have that information. So be mindful of that. Your full name, your date of birth, your private residential address will be available through the CRO and third-party vendors. Third-party vendors, yes. Companies like SoloCheck would be considered third-party vendors. They can pull the information from the CRO platform. I don't know exactly how they do it, but they can do it, and then they share it with their users. So be mindful where your data is stored, how it's processed, and where it's continued to be shared with the public. Also important to note, the CRO will not handle exemption processes retrospectively. So once you're registered with all your private details, they're online, they will not be handled retrospectively in terms of taken offline again. That is not currently the case with the CRO and the Company Act 2014 as it stands. So be aware of some of the points that I've just mentioned. Before you go ahead and register your business, you need to be fully aware of all the stipulations, all the rules and the policies, and what is right for you and your business. Best of luck.